G'day guys, welcome back to Red Trucks. My name is Jim. Today we have something a little bit different. Firstly, we're going to have a look at world's worst cars again. I haven't had a chance to include it in any recent videos because I normally take about 10 to 15 minutes on the book alone, and my videos are already about 20 minutes. So yeah, there's an opportunity here for me to sort of add this to a small video. So that's what we're doing now. After this world's worst cars look, we're going to go to the second part of the video, which will be me sending a box to a friend in Cuxhaven, Germany, Paul's Sparky Spa. You'll see what I'm putting in the box and how I pack it. So yeah, a little bit different. So let's get straight into the world's worst cars. The last time we looked at this book, we were finishing on the DeLorean DMC-12. So the next one in this chapter is the Edsel from 1957 to 1960. There's the brochure, makes history by making sense. An exciting new kind of car. The specs, this is from America by the way, as if you didn't know. 173 km per hour top speed. 11.8 seconds to get to 0 to 60 mile per hour, and I had a V8. There's a picture of the car. Fit and finish was terrible. The rear fin panels sometimes broke off if the car was being driven quickly. Wow. The Edsel's most distinctive styling cue was its vulgar radiator grille. Yep, that's vulgar. Which resembled a horse collar. Some critics made far ruder comparisons. A horse collar, okay, I'm not familiar with a horse's collar, but I'll take their word for it. It was billed as a new car, but the Edsel used traditional construction methods and had fairly scary handling. So that is the Edsel from 57 to 60. Deserves a place in this book. A new kind of popular car. Did Edsel understand what popular meant? I guess not. Next, the Ford Explorer. I'm pretty familiar with that. We have them in Sydney, Australia. 94 to 2003. It's from America. There's the cover of the catalogue. An Explorer tackling an off-road course, but most were found bouncing up curbs outside primary schools and shopping malls. Yeah, the old mum's taxi. Specs, 180 kilometres per hour top speed, 9.9 seconds to get to 0 to 60 mile per hour. Had a V6. There's the car. At least it was spacious and comfortable, with room for 7 passengers and upmarket trim levels across the range. So that's a good point. Part of the Explorer's problem was that it was far too fast for its chassis. The powerful engines weren't in keeping with the vehicle's top-heavy dynamics. In one of the most documented legal battles in recent years, Ford and Firestone had to compensate many victims because of a tyre fault on the Explorer. That's not really the manufacturer's problem, is it? So it doesn't really deserve a place in this book, I don't feel. Anyway, the Isofidia 67 to 74 from Italy. There's an interior shot. Not bad for a car from the late 60s. As you can see, the Fidia's interior was a picture of Italian elegance. The mystery blonde was an optional extra. Yeah. Specs, 210 k per hour top speed. 7.2 seconds to get to 60 mile per hour because it had a V8. That looks pretty good. So it was pretty bulky, it was quick, had a Ford-sourced V8 engine. However, the handling was no match for its power. Hand-stitched leather and polished wood made the Fidia luxurious, but raised the price beyond affordable levels, seriously affecting sales. May not have been attractive, but the slab-sided bodywork was certainly distinctive. It was designed by Italian styling house... I just scratched my nose. It was designed by Italian styling house Ghia of Turin. Okay, it's not a bad car. So next up we have the Isuzu Piazza Turbo. Yep, I remember this car, or a version of it. I think this version we got in Australia. So there's the catalogue. In profile, it's easy to see the original lines of Guiaro's Ace of Spades concept, which formed the basis of a Piazza. Specs, it's from Japan. Specs, 205 km per hour top speed, 0 to 60 mile per hour, 8.4 seconds, inline 4. Inline 4 must be turbo. Yeah, turbo. There's a picture of it. Build quality was poor, especially on early cars, rotted around the rear wheel arches, sills, wings and floor pans. Cabin seemed to have been thrown together with no design harmony and a haphazard switchgear arrangement, while the seats were uncomfortable. Choosing the Opel Kadett Vauxhall Chevette chassis for the Piazza was not an inspired move. It was crude and far too tail-happy. Later models were improved after Lotus lent Isuzu a hand. So that was the Piazza Turbo from 86 to 90. Next we have a Lancia Beta from 72 to 85. There's the catalogue or sales brochure. Choice that leaves you with no alternative. We're going to make fun of that, I'm sure. According to Lancia, the Beta was a choice that leaves you with no alternatives, like I said. That's because if you tried to get rid of yours, no dealer would take it in part exchange. So hard to resell it, I guess. It's from Italy. It's got a 171 km per hour top speed, 10.8 seconds to get to 60 mile per hour, inline 4. Those specs aren't too bad for just a standard 4. Had a rust problem. It was so bad the engine mounts literally disintegrated, causing the engine block to fall out if the car went over a particularly bad hump. Wow. Ironically, the Beta was in all other respects a brilliantly designed car, with a well-planned interior, strong twin-cam engines and exceptionally good handling for its class. Rust manifested itself into almost everywhere on the Beta's shell. The use of cheap metal meant that the sills, doors, trunk floor, front firewall, valance, scuttle and floor pans were all susceptible to corrosion. They said that up there, didn't they? Yeah. Okay. So that was the Lancia Beta. Next we got another Lancia, the Gamma from Italy, 76 to 84. There's what you got. Claiming that the Gamma was built with all the precision of a Lancia was not a clever idea, really, considering the ongoing Beta rust scandal. Specs, 203 km per hour top speed, 9.2 seconds to get to 60 mile per hour. Had a flat 4. Looks a bit like a Jaguar at the front. Is it a Jaguar or a Daimler? Yeah. Anyway. Coupled with front wheel drive, the flat 4 engine took a lot of strain and the cam belt slipped, causing untold damage to the car's drivetrain and valve gear. Despite its many faults, the Gamma has one of the most sensational cabins ever, with beautiful suede trim seats and a stylish dashboard layout. Gamma buyers could choose from a 5-speed manual gearbox or a 4-speed auto. The latter was almost a carbon copy of the 4-speed AP unit used by British Leyland in the Mini and Allegro. We've seen the Allegro before in this book. So that was the Lancia Gamma from Italy. Next we have the Leyland P76. That's an Aussie car, I know. Yeah, pretty ugly car actually. Good boot space though, look at that. And there was a Force 7 version, a hotted up version. I think the police had that as highway patrols at one stage. So it's from Australia. Top speed 168 kilometres per hour. No figures for 0 to 60 mile per hour. That's strange, because it does go over 100 mile per hour. Inline 6. In a bid to boost the P76's appeal, Leyland went to great lengths to show buyers how much bigger and better the car was than rivals. But if sales figures prove that few were convinced. Yeah, back in those days, in the 70s and early 80s, Australia did make some pretty big cars. The Falcons, Fairmonts, Fairlanes, the Statesmans and the Kingswoods and the P76. We had Valiants, Chargers as well, and Chryslers. What else do we have? I think that about covers it. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. So there's the front of it. It's not going to win any beauty contests. Specs, so we did the specs. What was wrong with it? Leyland tried to take on the Holden Commodore and Ford Falcon with a P76, but where its two main rivals were butch and purposeful, the P76 had no styling panache whatsoever. No panache. It was panacheless. Rust was a common problem, especially around the rear end, where the subframe and spring mounts were prone to corrosion. The front usually fared better, as the engine leaked oil all over the underside, so the oil rust-proofed the underside. P76's handling was ponderous to say the least, with over-assisted power steering and a too soft ride, which meant its chassis conveyed little information to the driver. I never actually drove one of those, and I rarely see them on the roads today. So yeah, the Leyland P76. Next, the Mazda Cosmo 11OS 67-72 from Japan. There's a breakdown of the chassis and mechanics. The cutaway drawing clearly shows how Mazda installed the Cosmo's rotary engine beneath the weird bodywork. The 11OS was utterly conventional. Specs, 169 km/h. That's similar to the P76. 10.9 seconds to get to 60 mph. Twin rotary Wankel. I had a Wankel rotary 13P Bridgeport in my RX-5. There's a picture of the Cosmo. Cosmo's Wankel rotary engine offered lively performance and a wonderfully smooth power delivery, which caused excitement at launch and until the many reliability issues started to manifest. It was an unconventional car with unconventional styling, and the Cosmo's rear deck was almost as long as the hood, with a tiny passenger cell in the middle. Yeah, it's a weird setup, isn't it? Long nose, long tail, short middle. Japanese makers only discovered rust proofing in the 70s, and the Cosmo's unusual shape offered lots of flat surfaces and water traps where rust could quickly take hold. If the engine didn't kill it, structural problems would. The old Cosmo. So then we have, getting near the end guys, the Morgan Plus 4 Plus, 63 to 67. There's a sales brochure, make friends with a Morgan. Really? The Morgan Plus 4 Plus had few friends. The advertising men were obviously feeling sorry for it. Made in England, the specs, 169 again, top speed. Very similar to the previous two cars. No figures for 0 to 60 mph. Strange. Inline 4, just have a quick drink. Wet the old vocal cords. There it is. It's not really what you'd call pretty. Might have looked more modern than a standard Morgan with its fiberglass streamlined body, but underneath the Plus 4 Plus was a traditional wood structure and steel chassis. There was hardly any room to move inside the I get that mixed up every time. Inside the Plus 4 Plus, and access was difficult because of the low roof. Low roof doesn't look that low. It was simply too impractical for many customers. The Plus 4 Plus drove like a traditional Morgan, but this did not appeal to the new market that the company were chasing. The ride was totally unforgiving, and the chassis was far too tail-happy. So the Morgan Plus 4 Plus, what a stupid name. And finally, we have the NSU RO80, another rotary, 67 to 77. Got Car of the Year in the Car magazine. Wow. If only they knew in advance. Britain's Car magazine makes a big fuss about the RO80's election as 68's Car of the Year. Specs 177 kilometers per hour. Excuse me, 13.1 seconds to 60 mile per hour. Twin rotary Wankel, very similar to a Cosmo. Here's how she looks. She looks like something I've seen before. Was it a Morris or something? I don't know. Yeah, that front looks familiar. Anyway, push on. It's from Germany. Germany? Okay. Thought it'd be Japanese. Most owners suffered at least one problem with their rotary engine. Yeah, I know the feeling. Rotor tip sealing failure was the most common fault, but excessive oil consumption and poor fuel economy were also common. Yeah, my 13B Bridgeport rotary went through heaps of oil and fuel, actually. What do we got here? In all other respects, this was a groundbreaking car. It had an enormous cabin, semi-automatic transmission, and four-wheel disc brakes fitted as standard. That's pretty impressive back in '67. And finally, it looked sensational when it first came out and still looks fresh today. Really? The RO80 would have been an immense success if the original engines had not been shambolic. So there you go, folks. That's it. Another 10 pages done. We shall continue when I get time. We're definitely going to get to the end. We're way past halfway, or just past halfway, so plenty more installments to come. Okay, so stay tuned for the second part of the video where we... Excuse me, I just had a drink. Yeah, as I was saying, stay tuned for the second installment where we're going to look at packing the box for the Paul Sparky Spa. So, yeah, maybe pause now and get a snack and come back. Stay tuned. G'day guys, Jim here from Red Trucks. We're going to do something a bit different today. You've all seen plenty of unboxing videos. Well, today I'm going to do a reverse unboxing. I'm going to send the box off to my mate in Cuxhaven, Germany, Paul Sparky Spa. He recently sent me a box. I think you would have seen the video by now. If not, it won't be far off. So yeah, we're going to send Sparky a box. He hasn't got a YouTube channel, so that's why I'm doing this box. I will wait until he receives it before releasing this video. So yeah, let's get started. This is how I pack my boxes, or some of them anyway. I'm no expert, but I do my best. So I'm going to start with a bit of bubble wrap. Just pack some in the bottom there, like such. I'm going to send him a couple of military models. You would have seen this one on my video recently, or a few weeks ago maybe. So yeah, I'm going to send him that because he is a military historian. And I'm going to send him this one as well. So that'll go in the box, something like that. What else have I got him? I've got this Tirana because he loves Holden Commodores. So I'll be sending him this. It's a Trax model of a Holden Tirana. I think it's an A9X. Pretty sure it's an A9X. Yeah, A9X, 1977. So he should enjoy that. What else have we got him? We got this Commodore. Yeah, I think it's a VR or maybe a VS. But anyway, this will be going off to him. Oop, nearly dropped it. So yeah, I'll put that in there. Then we have... I'm going to send him a fire truck because I've got two of these. This is a Matchbox models of yesteryear. An old Bedford pumper, I believe it was. Yeah, water tanker, sorry, Bedford water tanker. But yeah, I've got two of these, so I'm going to send him one of these. So I'll just quickly wrap this up. Like that. Woo! So keep it protected.
I'm here.
So they can go in there. What else have we got him? Got him a couple of Matchbox power grabs. He's been after this cadet for a while. Hopefully he hasn't got it by the time this box reaches him. So he'll be getting that. Also this old Nissan Junior from 62. I'll send him that. These boxes have been modified by me. So I added that flap in there. So it can be easily opened and closed now. So yeah, same with this one. This one's got a smaller flap. I just used the bit from this side. I just cut it off and stapled it on the other side, and then it can be open and closed now. So yeah, there's those two, both green colour. What else? We've got a packet of salt and vinegar French fries. Sparky sent me 3 packets of salt and vinegar chips, so I'm going to send him these. Salt and vinegar French fries made in Australia. Proudly Australian made, so just going to get that. What else have we got? I'm going to put some of these packing noodles in as well. I'll do that off camera. What else? I don't want to forget anything. Oh, got to put a note in. There's a note for Sparky. So there's that. And lastly, I'm going to send him a couple of little native Australians. Send him a couple of koalas, one for him and one for Jewel, his wife. So look at that, they're holding hands and they've got little Aussie flags. So that's kind of cute. One's got I love Australia and the other one's got I love Australia. So 2 of those will be going to him as well. So that is basically the box packed. What else have I got to do? I've got to send some paperwork. I've got to fill it out, which I can't find. Oh, here they are. Yeah, I got to fill out one of these, as we all do. So yeah, so let's give it away. I've got the scales here. Give me an indication of how much I'll be charged. Is that in the shot? I think so. Yeah, so let's have a look. It's on 0, a little bit too far forward. Yeah, okay, let's go. So it's a bit over 1 kilo, 1.2 kilos. So yeah, so that's roughly how I will be sending the box off to Sparky. I'll just put a few of these packing noodles neatly around it, which I'll do off camera. And that will be going off to Germany today. So okay guys, that's the video. Just thought it'd be interesting to do a reverse unboxing video. Leave me a comment and stay tuned for more from Red Trucks. Bye for now.